Diontae Johnson is back in the AFC North. The Ravens traded for him earlier today. Pretty good offense on paper, man. You got Zay Flowers, Diontae Johnson, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, some good weapons for Lamar Jackson, and of course, two amazing RBs. The Panthers will receive a 5th-round pick and a 6th-round pick in exchange for Diontae Johnson. I don't want to say that they got swindled or anything, but you would hope you would get at least a 4th for Diontae. I know he didn't really go off or have impressive numbers, hence the low draft compensation coming back to them. Of course, if Bryce Young was good this year and the Panthers were just a better team overall, I doubt they would really facilitate this trade considering they just traded for him in the offseason. But we all saw the contrast when Johnson played with Bryce compared to Andy Dalton. With Andy Dalton, he actually put up solid numbers. And I think with Lamar, man, I think he's going to do pretty well. Zay Flowers and Johnson are a good 1-2 punch right there. Not the biggest receivers in the world, but I guess that's why they have the two great tight ends as well to kind of balance things out. So far this year, he has 30 receptions for 357 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he was leading the Panthers team in receptions and yards and touchdowns. And another reason why I think this is going to be a good move is because Diontae played for the Steelers, kind of had an ugly exit with them, so I think he's going to be highly, highly motivated, and plus, going from a franchise to the Ravens compared to the Panthers, 0 to 100, man. He's going to be highly motivated, highly eager to go out there and win some games and be in some big moments. And when he's playing the Steelers, I know he's going to turn up. I know he's going to be playing extra pissed off, and just expect big numbers from him when he is playing against the Steelers. I definitely think he's better than Bateman and Aguilar as well, so I feel like he'll definitely get the number 2 spot there. Not right away, of course, but I'm sure playoff time around then, him and Zay Flowers will be 1 and 2. But yeah, man, not a bad trade. Let me know what you guys think about it. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you think Diontae is overrated? My only issue with this is I don't think the Ravens' offense is their problem. I really think their defense is really where the issue lies. I'm not saying their defense is pretty awful or anything like that, but we've all seen it this past year. You could really throw on these guys, and they really can't hold a lead. And man, that Browns game that they just played really just cemented that kind of take. They're 32nd in passing yards, their defense currently. That's the worst in the NFL. So, not great. Total yards, 25th. Points, 26th. And third down percentage, 29th. So, it's not a bad move to help that offense, but I really would have liked to see the Ravens maybe add some sort of corner or pass rusher or just anything, man. I really think they need help there, and I'm not really sure what cornerbacks would be available for a trade as of right now, but I feel like you got to make some sort of move because when you have essentially the worst defense statistically going in the playoffs, when you're probably going to play a team like the Bills or the Chiefs, I don't know, man, that might be just tough sledding, and I don't think you could really win a Super Bowl when you got to go through Mahomes to get there, when you have the worst defense in the league, pretty much. I know they're not technically the worst defense in the league, but passing-wise, they definitely are. And we're only at the halfway point of the year. They could get better at some point. They could turn a corner and kind of lock up, make adjustments, but it's not looking good right now defensively. And they have a pretty interesting game this upcoming week against the Broncos. Both teams are 5-3. Somehow Denver is 5-3. But If somehow the Broncos beat the Ravens, Bo Nix, the rookie Bo Nix, has kind of turned up the past month. Good numbers statistically for a rookie QB. But if he comes into Baltimore and just puts up like 300 yards, high 200, and Denver somehow wins, that's a major, major red flag. If the previous week of Jameis wasn't a red flag enough, if that happens, you can't take this team seriously, and I really think they would be in trouble not getting into the playoffs just because the AFC is so weak. I feel like they'll be a playoff team regardless unless the wheels really fall off. But if they lose this week, man, I really think the Steelers are probably going to win the AFC North. They just seem like a more balanced team as of right now, especially their defense. And I'm not really sure how people are feeling about Russell Wilson, but I feel like the jury is still out on him. If anyone is excited about Russell's play the past 2 weeks, yes, he has looked pretty good. Yes, he did not look this way in Denver at all. And good for Pittsburgh fans and good for Russell Wilson. But I think we got to pump the brakes a little bit because he played the Giants and the Jets so far. So I think we got to wait a couple more weeks and see him play a real team before we crown him as officially back. But I gotta admit, man, he does look impressive. He does have a nice touch on his deep ball again, those moon balls. So we'll see, man, we'll see. But yeah, man, let me know what y'all think about this trade. Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you think that this will help the Ravens' Super Bowl chances? It's a Super Bowl or bust year for this team. And I know, they lost a lot of pieces in the offseason, but still, man, you have a MVP caliber QB. I feel like you have a MVP RB as well. You have good weapons. You have two good, amazing tight ends. Not a lot of teams can say that. So let me know if you think it's going to help their chances. Definitely an interesting next 3 weeks for the Baltimore Ravens. I really feel like it's showtime for them. That Browns game was pretty brutal. I almost have no comments. I know it was kind of weird. Jameis Winston in Cleveland, rejuvenating the fan base, fine. It's a division rival game. Weird, crazy stuff happens sometimes. So I don't really think too much of that loss, except stuff happens sometimes and it is what it is. But the next 3 weeks are big because they play the Broncos, who are 5-3 right now. Then they play the Bengals. If they beat the Bengals, they could really just completely eliminate them from playoff contention. But still, could be a close game. And then they're at Pittsburgh, which is the monster game, basically for the AFC North title right there. We'll see how things shake up for the Ravens for the next 3 weeks, but they have 3 pretty good opponents for the next 3 weeks, and we'll see how that defense fares against all those offenses. Let me know if you think the Ravens will win the AFC North or the Pittsburgh Steelers. Again, I think it's probably going to be Pittsburgh just because Pittsburgh's defense is better. Ravens, hopefully that defense gets better. Hopefully they get it together somehow, but we'll have to find out. And yeah, man, if you made this far, please subscribe. It'd help out your boy a lot. And that's all I got for right now. Peace.
Well, I think we're seeing something we see with so many teams now in the NFL. Running backs who can do it all. This guy can run, block, and he can catch short passes and make long gains after it. Nice job.
First down at the 34. It's complete to Bennett. And that's a gain of 13.
One of the better talented tight ends in the NFL. He makes that catch just right in stride and gets a nice catch.
First down and 10. Langford's handed the football. Stewart's the one who brings him to the ground.
Well, what you try to do so many times in the NFL, do the unexpected. The defense is expecting pass all the way. Everybody's running to the quarterback. What do? You confuse them. You mix them up. You run the draw play. That's why it was an easy run. First down by the offense in the red zone. And, if you're on the defensive side, You don't have to worry about deep passes anymore. You can be more aggressive and take some chances.
First and goal from the 10. Look at that concentration as he makes the grab. They're just grinding away down here, inching closer to the end zone.
Well, that's what you got to do sometimes. It's hard always to think that you're going to come out and just make big plays. You got to do the dirty work, and this offense is doing it right now.
Langford's brought down after picking up just a yard. And now here's the Broncos defense. Last week, this group came up with 3 forced turnovers. Third and goal from the 1. Takes off for the end zone, and he's got it. Touchdown. They take the lead here late in the first quarter with the touchdown.
Yeah, nothing like it. Before that first quarter was up, they found a way to get into the end zone and get that score.